Here's another question for you: is the thought of if we start to frame how we age? It's almost like we feel you go a couple decades and things are you almost don't age or you're just growing, and then does aging hit you, or you're technically, I guess you obviously are aging every day, but are you getting less healthy every day or not until a certain point?
A lot of these processes actually start even before you're born, which is to say, so we can measure something called the epigenetic clock, which is, I won't explain all the details of now, but it's basically a clock that measures your aging. And actually that ticks the fastest during development. So it ticks really, really quickly in the womb. It ticks a little bit more slowly, but still relatively rapidly until about your 20s when you stop sort of developing, so just, in the biological sense. And then it slows down a bit, but it's still ticking throughout your life. Another really good example is atherosclerotic plaques. That's a hell of a word, but what it means is the plaques in our arteries that cause heart disease. Those are detectable, albeit very, very small usually, in children. And obviously they just go on to develop slowly but surely. And it's not usually until your 50s or 60s or 70s until you start, having problems and being at risk of heart attack or stroke. Even if you live, a relatively, high-fat diet and don't get any exercise, it's going to be decades until they get big enough to become a problem. But the fact is that all of these processes, they start, as I say, often before you're born.